Many people who gamble can do so without a problem. So why do some people feel compelled to keep gambling, even as they find themselves sinking deep into debt, losing things they care about, and even damaging relationships? Until recently, people struggling with gambling were seen as compulsive or lacking willpower, but researchers have now gathered enough evidence to classify problem gambling as an addiction, commonly referred to as disordered gambling. What happens in the brain of a person with disordered gambling looks a lot like what happens in the brain of a person with an addiction to drugs or alcohol. And like any addiction, some people are just more susceptible than others due to a combination of genetic, environmental, and physiological factors. This is a developing field of study, but here's what we know right now. Deep inside the human brain is the reward center. When we do something that feels good, like when we eat a good meal, or look at a beautiful view, or do something fun or exciting, this part of our brain sends out signals telling us to do more of that. These signals are received by the parts of our brain tied to memory and decision-making. As far as our brains know, feeling good is good for us. Therefore, we should remember that and keep doing whatever it is that's making us feel good. For most people, their brain will tell them when they've had enough of something that it's time to stop. But for a person who's struggling with an addiction to gambling, this process is out of balance. When they gamble, the reward center sends out the signals saying, "This is good." But the decision-making part of the brain doesn't respond in the same way as it would in someone who is not addicted. This means that for a person who struggles with gambling, it's really hard to set limits and clearly understand the risks and consequences tied to their gambling. Much in the way the pancreas of a person with diabetes struggles with producing insulin to help their body process food into energy, the brain of the person with an addiction to gambling struggles to process information and make decisions based on that information. At the same time, these signals are being received by the parts of the brain tied to memory, linking the memories of the good feelings produced by gambling to the sights, sounds, and smells of their environment. And the more they gamble or even think about gambling, the stronger those links become, to the point that something like the sound of a credit card machine or the smell of a dollar bill can trigger intense cravings to gamble, making it very difficult to quit. But there is hope and there is help. Experts in prevention have put together some guidelines that can prevent problems with gambling. Set a time and money limit. Gamble for entertainment only, and treat the money you lose as the cost of that entertainment. Don't gamble as a way to cope with emotional or physical pain. And know the warning signs of problem gambling. Not sure if you have a problem with gambling? Ask yourself, have you ever bet more money than you intended to bet? Have you ever lied about your gambling? If you or someone you care about is struggling with gambling, free and confidential help is available at opgr.org or by phone at 1-877-MY-LIMIT. Support is available in both English and in Spanish. When you call, you'll be connected with a counselor who will help you decide what type of support is best for you. They can answer your questions and schedule you for an appointment. Help is available in many forms, both for people struggling with gambling and for friends and family who have been impacted by gambling, including support groups for you and your family, counseling in person, online, or over the phone, and connecting you to many resources within the community. Asking for help can be really hard, but you don't have to do this alone. Go to opgr.org to connect to the network of people ready to support you, with compassion and without judgment. And for more information about problem gambling in Lane County, visit Lane County Public Health's prevention website at preventionlane.org. You're not alone. There is help and there is hope. Brought to you by Lane County Public Health and the Lane County Prevention Team.